So, as promised, I'm going to give you a quick tour now of our van. This is Stevie the RV. It's a road trek Popular 190. It's a 2000 built on a Dodge Ram 3500 chassis. Got a big old V8 motor in there, so this thing's going to last a long time, and we've been doing our best to take care of it. Undercoating it every year because we live here in Canada, and the salt on the roads in the winter is just absolutely brutal. But before I take you inside, I want to show you a cool little thing that we've done under our van.
This upside down.
All right, we got the spare tire off. That's all covered now with rock guard. It looks good. Now it's time to drop the water tank. Make room for our generator cage. Thanks for helping out. Okay, so that hose, I'm not even sure what that hose is for yet, but I just cut it off. It's either a vent hose or it might have been a hose going up to, I can't see it being a water hose, that's for sure. Pretty sure it's just a venting hose for the water tank. And these are the cables, the wiring left from the sensors, which we've left on the tank. So I'm just gonna wrap these guys in some plastic and feed that up. And this is our space here now beside our propane tank, which...
Are you talking to Donna?
No, bad news bears here. That's all rusted. That's got to be... I think that's going to have to be replaced soon. It's not too bad right now. I'm going to go get some rock guard because this needs to be painted before we weld this up. And this is where the cage is going to sit. And then all I got left to do is tie up this here. That's our plumbing. And then I think we're in good shape. Okay, there it is. That's our spot. It's all been painted up and it's going to sit right up in here in this little square. We got about 23 inches wide by about 21 inches in width this way. And then it's going to have to sit about 18 inches deep this way in order to fit the generator in. And we'll get to that later this week when I get the welder to put the rig up inside of this. Alright, so under the van you can see this little box here. Right here is where our water tank used to be, and I'll put in a couple of clips where I was taking the water tank out about 2 weeks ago. And now we've got this welded box put in here, and that's for our gas generator. And it just sits right here under the back of the van so that we can lock it up. In the past, we've basically taken our generator and we just put it under here, and I've locked it to the frame. But the problem is we've had some people come up and just turn the switch off while we were out, and we come back and the generator's not running. And we rely on that generator to run the air conditioner in hot weather because our dogs might be in here for a couple hours while we go out and do some sightseeing. So that thing is life-saving to our dogs. So now I've got a welded box up under there. I can padlock it, and there's no way that anybody's getting to it. So we're in good shape now. All right, let's head inside and see what's going on. Okay, just gonna shut the door because it is freezing here in Canada. It is the winter. So this is what it looks like basically from the cockpit back. So this used to be a third seat. We've removed the third seat and I built us a little pantry so that we have more room for all of our fruits and veggies and dried goods and all that kind of stuff. Down here, we have a little storage, and that's usually where we put shoes and things like that when we're traveling. Lots of cool little storage features up here. We've got this. We've got a little box here where we usually keep some documents and like maps and all sorts of cool stuff that we gather from places that we've been. This is just our little cockpit here, and these are captain's chairs, meaning I can unlock them and they spin around so that they face into the van. And this is often where I'll be sitting up front here reading a book or hanging out while my wife's working. This cupboard here, right now, this bag is usually containing our generator. Generator's in the house right now because of the cold weather. And we've got our spray bottle up here, which I got to bring in as well because it's freezing and we don't want that. So this is a garden sprayer. And basically we can use this, we pump it up. And then there's our sink. So this is where we wash all of our dishes. So we don't have plumbing in the van. You just heard me talking about how we removed one of the water tanks. That was our freshwater holding tank. We stopped using water in the van quite a while ago. There's our sink, but we don't use it anymore. We just found it's easier. A, because the gas mileage sucks when this thing's full with water. It's too much weight. And B, you have to find a place to fill it up, but more importantly, you have to find a place to dump it. So we just use biodegradable camp suds, and this is just for washing dishes, so we can kind of dump this out pretty much anywhere because it's just going to be some food bits and some biodegradable soap, so not a big deal. We've got our cooktop here, propane cooktop. Let me close up the cabinet. Oh yeah, it's also where we keep our little Dirt Devil vacuum. So as I said, we don't have running water, and this used to be a microwave cabinet. So I pulled out the microwave cabinet, and now we've got a 30-liter jug, and we keep this thing filled up, and it's always nice and easy to get free water on the road. So we keep this filled up, and that's our water. That'll last quite a few days. We've got our 3-way fridge here. So this thing is runs on propane. If we're parked or hanging out, it runs on DC, so it'll keep cold while we're driving. And if we get some shore power, as they say, we can plug in and run it on 110. So kind of a little bit of everything. Now, originally, under our carpet here, you can see there's a drain because this used to be the shower. So here's the shower rail. And this is our little bathroom in here. And this is the bottom half of our toilet. So it's just a standard camp toilet. And basically, just pull this little thing out here. And I can take the toilet out and dump it. And then, of course, we have the standard, like the top that looks like a toilet. So the nice thing about this, because we've boxed out, like all of the plumbing is still here. I just tucked it under this box that I built. And now, basically, anytime we find a rest stop on the highway, or if we're driving through a city and I see like a porta potty, like an outhouse, I will just disassemble the top off the toilet here, and I'll take this and go dump it out. Only number ones, no number twos. We don't do number two in the van. But that's our bathroom, you know, all our toiletries and stuff. But that used to be where the shower head would come off of there, and you could bring the shower head out here and shower up. We've got our van fan, just like every other van out there has a little fan. Some more cupboard space here. Usually this is where we keep like linens and stuff like that. And our new addition, I added our scratch off map. So we haven't even had a chance to scratch it off, but we've got to come in here and scratch off all the places that we've been to on the map. And got this for Christmas, so I thought I would just throw it in the van and mount it on the wall. So we've got our little thermometer. Back here, of course, like all vans, this used to be a full king-size bed that it would fold down to. And now we've got our bench seat. There's our table post, and that's where the table goes into the floor. And our table is just sitting under here. And now this folds out into about a double bed, I would say, because we took out the other side of the bed. And this is the custom dog crates that I built for our 2 dogs, and then our small breed dog, his little dog crates up here. We keep a heater in the van in case we get shore power, someplace to plug in, then we don't have to use the propane heater, which is located way up here. So there's our propane heater. Okay, and we've got a number of outlets, of course, in the van as well. So if we have shore power, we can use the outlets. But yeah, so this will fold out into a nice double bed, and we're good to go. Under here is a bit more storage, and this is usually for all of the dog stuff that's on the trip with us, treats, different types of dog stuff that we need when on the road. We have these under cabinet drawers here, where we usually keep all of our clothes and stuff when we're traveling. Okay, so that's it. This is our popular Road Trek 190. We think it's the best thing that we've ever had in our lives. If I could critique anything, it would just be the layout of the van. Not a huge fan. Like, I would rather the bed kind of went this way, gave us a bit more storage and stuff like that, but what can you do? Oh yeah, it's a little cabinet. This is usually where we have a Yeti, a big old Yeti battery that we keep in here for additional power. We have 2 12-volt nautical batteries in here, and then we have a Yeti battery, which gets us about about 6 to 8 hours of laptop power as well, so if my wife's working. And then we have a little slide out here where we can put our tablet or a laptop to watch movies in the evening. We keep some games and stuff up here. I wish there was more headroom back here, but we have instead of an AC unit that sticks up on top of the van, we have one that's basically internal to the cap. So it looks cleaner from the outside, but you lose that headroom in here. And that's our AC that we can run when the weather's really hot using our little generator. Okay, well, that's our van. Every good van video has a van tour, so that's ours. And this is Stevie the RV, and we're just getting ready for our trip to Florida here in winter 2019, and we're way up here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and we can't wait. It's about a 22-hour drive down to Florida, so that's fine with me. Anything to get out of this Canadian cold. All right, we'll see you on our next trip.